Hey everybody, doing the video, the overview on the Lance product series. Here we have our Lance R, R being for rifle. These are completely steel, 23 inches long from butt to tip, steel fasteners, TIG welded to each other. This is a 1913 pick rail. What we have here is actually this is one of the blemishes. I started with MIG welding and I didn't like how the finish ended up, so the other ones have TIG welding, and the MIG welding will be sold as blemishes. So we have, like I said, 23 inches butt to tip, steel, blued steel, fastened with bolts, grade 10 bolts. I went with bolts in case something snaps. There's nothing worse than trying to extract a broken bolt from threads. I mean, especially if it's going to be stuck on your rail, that would be a big pain. So I could have threaded them and done that, but I just oversized the holes. The slots in a 1913 pick rail are 10 millimeters spaced apart, so got the biggest bolt I could, or fastener in there I could. It's steel, so it's not going to have a whole lot of give. It does clamp to an extent, but it's some pretty thick steel to try to squeeze. So these are pretty much placed apart to just hold it in place, and they do work fairly well. It's kind of a tight fit to get on the rail to begin with. You'll see that in the installation video, but these are welded on a jig, on a rail jig, nonetheless, to ensure a proper fit. The problem here is length, right? So you put this side on, and you kind of gotta wiggle it. You got some wiggle room there, but it goes on without an issue. I'll show you some of that later. But this was the Lance R model, and this is going to be $325 plus shipping, which should only be $15. I'm still working out some of the details on the shipping, but probably going to be postal service, USPS, since there's been so many problems with UPS lately. And I'm not really sure. I've had nothing but luck with FedEx, but UPS not so much. And then we all hear about their anti-gun stance lately, so I'm not really keen to use them. But the Postal Service has always worked great for me, so there's no reason to screw up a good thing. What else can I go over about this? There is a gap, as you can see, and you might be inclined to put your fingers through it and use it. I would not suggest that, mainly because there's not that much room there. It is a decent grip, but this is really just for display. It is not for practical use. And like I said in my last video, why are you going to use a bayonet? Well, you're going to use a bayonet as your last resort. Well, I guess as your last resort, you could use this as a bayonet, but I don't want anybody going around stabbing tree stumps or using it as an axe or being stupid. But people are going to just do stupid stuff, so, buyer beware, use at your own risk. And I have paperwork drawn up and everything will get shipped out with that. But that's so far that's the pricing on this. I'm going to see how well these sell, and then possibly come out with a stainless steel version. I will say that I cannot get anybody to blue around here in southeastern Wisconsin. Talk to gunsmiths. I can get heat treating, I can get all that stuff, but bluing is just not a big thing around here. And I don't want to ship this stuff halfway across the country, so I am bluing it myself. Take that for what it is. It's not super difficult. It's just time consuming and getting the technique down. They're not polished. They're sandblasted. I didn't want a polished blue finish. I like the sandblasted matte finish better than a polished blue. But if these do catch on, I think I will actually move away from the blued and go to stainless. and also offer some better variety. I think stainless would be, I mean, depending on what kind of steel you're going to use, right? 410. I think any 400 series is good for a blade. I'd have to look into it further, but there's actually support around here for people who make blades and know about it. There's a guy, I think he's down in Elgin. He's a pretty popular knife maker. So, see what happens. But $325 for this model. It weighs 4 pounds, so it's not light. Steel, obviously. It's all at the end of your gun. I would recommend using an end cap on the end of your handguard. This is a Hera IRS, and they actually don't make them. But just to support your handguard, I would recommend having it on there. I was thinking about it, how reliable of a bayonet could it be? Every bayonet you look at the M16, or you look at the AK, you look at M14 or the Garand or Garand. They're all attached to the barrel. I think some of those models, how they're attached to their stocks with barrel bands and being seated, would fare better with a bayonet. I've never really used a bayonet on an M16, but really going to town on something with it, I mean, if you over torque your barrel nut, you can cause damage to your upper. So I wouldn't have much faith in a bayonet on a barrel at all. I don't know how much better it would be attached to a handguard. Probably could do some destruction testing. I definitely have some spare uppers. Maybe I can go to town and see how durable it really is. I would think that it would all depend on if you're thrusting or you're hacking. You're probably going to end up breaking the ears off on your lower or upper or both. It's unlikely for the handguard to fail specifically at the threads. But, I mean, like I said, use at your own risk. It is specifically a display model. I'd like to stress that. It really is specifically a display model. Not for actual use. But that also brings me to another point. This whole assembly slides over the rail. Why? A lot of the things you see, like, laser lights, or, well, here, I got one. You get these lights, and they end up having that 2-piece clamp. That's just not strong enough, honestly. It's not reliable. I would hate to have somebody actually decide to use this and just have it crack right off, which is another reason why I didn't use aluminum. Aluminum extruded handguards, but what's the likeliness of it breaking or cracking? Yeah, I guess it's there, but probably not as bad as a 2-piece clamp system made out of aluminum with one fastener. So there is that. What else can I say about this? The rifle and the carbine version have 2 fittings with 6 fasteners. The pistol version has 1 fitting with 3 fasteners. Let me go ahead and bring up the carbine real quick. This is a BCA upper on a KS 47 lower. I won't get into that, but these are actually TIG welded. Flip it over here. And all of them are laser engraved with Salem Lakes Armory model and made in the USA, which it is. Everything is made in the United States. I don't know about the steel, but I have these cut out of, well, all this is machined out of Silver Lake, Wisconsin. I worked with another FFL and fabrication shop. I did that. I ended up giving up my FFL, or just not renewing my FFL and I'm working with them now to get some products out. I'm going to work more on the non-regulated side, but there's some ideas on the burner for the more regulated market, and they may come up in the future, but one step at a time. CNC plasma cut or water jet, I had them both done, and then CNC fittings. So this model is the carbine. It is 19 inches. The difference between the rifle, the carbine, and the pistol is 4 inches a piece, so 23, 19, 15. This model will sell for $300. Well, it's $325, $300, and the pistol is $200 because the labor and the material is so much less. I honestly think there's going to be a bigger market for the pistol version, not just because of price per se, but well, I'll show you here in a second. Let me go ahead and try to slide this off. Actually, you know what? I'm going to slide the pistol one off. I will bring that one over here. Oh. Yeah, see, that's what happens. All right. Flip this around here. Palmetto State Armory, 9mm lower. I forgot what upper I have. Slick slide upper. I think it's part of their kit. But here we have the pistol version, 15 inches long, like I said, butt to tip. It's a lot more sleek. It's a lot more bayonet-esque. Now that I actually have it here, the one thing I would not recommend is these M-Lock or Keymod to pick rail adapters. Don't use those. I can't guarantee the integrity of them. Well, I can't really guarantee the integrity of any handguard you use, but this one specifically, you have 2 mounting points or maybe 3 mounting points. I don't know what the weight would do on that. This is 2.7 pounds. Yeah, it's 2.7 pounds. The carbine's 3.7 pounds, and the rifle is 4 pounds. Using these mounts, and like I said, I know I have this on here for just to show you guys, but I wouldn't recommend using it or having it on there for carrying around. But you can see how easy this slides. But like I said, when you get 2 of them, especially when they're spaced out, the steel has some give to it, so it's a little bit more difficult to get lined up. And I'll go over that more in the installation video, but this will retail at $200, and then likely $15 shipping, like the rest of them. What else can I say? I can show you some of the TIG welds here. So I do TIG weld these. Like I said, I get the parts made, and then I assemble them myself, and then I blue it. It's got my fingerprints all over it, but that's pretty much it. It all started out with the Lance R, the rifle, and I just said to myself, I'm like, you know, as cool as this is, having a carbine and a pistol version would be that much cooler. And it wasn't that much more work to get them designed up, and really was just shortening everything down. So you have a lot more hand room with this one. You have a lot more flexibility in the area you want to put it at. So I have a feeling this is going to be the most popular one. Right now I don't have many of each. I think I'm sitting at like 30. No, wait, 5, 15, 20. I think it's maybe just under 20 of altogether. I have like 5 blems. I have 4 or 5. I have 5 rifles, 5 carbines, and I have 3 pistols. So that is all going to go live here shortly. I just got home from work, so it is 12:20 in the morning. Trying to be quiet so the wife can sleep. But yeah, that's what's gonna be. I'm gonna put this up. It should go live by the end of the week. I'm gonna put them up on Gunbroker as well. They will be priced higher because of Gunbroker on Gunbroker, but please order them through the website because Gunbroker just loves charging their extra fees and then taxes too. So if you're outside of Wisconsin, um, because of I forgot what Supreme Court ruling, if it's a marketplace, that's why everybody pays taxes on Amazon, sales tax, Gunbroker, eBay, doesn't matter what state you're in. It's a facilitator, something or other. If you're outside of Wisconsin, I don't have to charge you tax if you order from my website. But if you order it off of Gunbroker, you get charged tax. So I mean, that's just the way it is. I can't get around paying taxes. You know, it's okay to avoid tax. It is not okay to evade tax. So I would advise you to avoid paying taxes and Gunbroker fees by not ordering off a Gunbroker. Order off the website. So I guess that would be as they say it. Have a good night.